Irene,
Got
yes, you look so beautiful today, Christine. My
Oh,
goodness. I can't believe you are the age you are. You're so inspiring. But on that call, the thing that I noticed that the three of you all have is boldness.
Oh,
You do boldness with grace, Christine. And
oh,
he and Les Brown does boldness with humor to the max. I and Samson, he does boldness with
like
his
one, what's
confidence.
the call?
I
Ancient.
just I
Chris
feel like
Jackson for the graduation.
just
I,
awesome.
I absolutely agree with that. I think he is amazing, and I love his humor and his expressions.
41 minutes
You know,
for a text from
when he goes,
Shannon.
you know. Oh, Rod, I think you need to be muted.
Yeah,
Uh,
make sure you mute yourself. I know several of you are
right.
not muted. By the way, anybody else wants to say something because this was amazing. Yeah.
Yes. Elizabeth, I think you were on too. What did you like most last night? I know you're off.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I am. Yeah, I'm getting ready to for the airport for my flight out. But last night it was wonderful. First of all, Christine, it's just to say there's life after 80. That just makes you want to live more. Watching you both, that was just amazing. But what I really love about him is, and I think it's a lot of what we've learned from the former platform, but it's I think what he said at the very end, I don't have my notes, but he talked about it's like realizing that you are going to fail, this is going to happen. But that's the gift. It's almost like what you're looking for is in your persistence. So, and there was a word he used, but when you said you are going to fail, you are going to fall, and I think that's what we're busy avoiding. But if we can embrace that, it really will increase your confidence. So it was wonderful. He was amazing. You, all three of you, is a wonderful synergy. Also, just you guys, just worked it out so well. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, it is true. You always fall forward to success. That's just, but that isn't just in our business. That's in every single business in the world. See, that's what we have to have clarity on. This is every business will have up months, and just like the stock market, there'll be days that the stock market is roaring, and then suddenly it'll be dip, 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 and then it'll go up again, and all of a sudden it'll go like this. But then each time it goes up, the stock market gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's the same thing when you're building an area of people. There'll be people that disappoint you, and they're nice people, but they're just average in their thinking. They can't think big. They don't think abundantly. And I would say that's probably what Samson, Kim, myself, Les, we think bigger. We think abundance. We see greatness in people, and we want them to rise up to become the great human being that God intended them to be. And so I just thought it was great. And we're really excited about the future of this company. And so are you recording this, George? Because I think that's important to get that out too at the same time on this, not only in that.
Yeah, we are in YouTube right now. Yeah.
Oh, you are. Oh, you are. Okay,
Yeah,
great, great, great,
yeah.
great, great.
I don't have the regular recording, but it's coming already. But the
Oh,
YouTube
no.
is the one that everybody
Okay.
listens to
Oh, it's
anyway.
okay. But as long as it's being recorded, that's okay,
Yeah.
because that's really a big deal. And I think that the world needs you. I want everyone to hear that right this morning. The world needs you. This is not about you and your emotions and how you feel. Can I do it? I don't know. No, you've got to rise up and be bigger than yourself. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than Les. It's bigger than Kim Wee. That's when she had her vision. She stepped out and said, I'm going to quit that other company because I see something greater. I have to add value to the world. She even inspired Les Brown. Did you hear that? How she inspired him, that he said, "Whoa, I could be bigger. I could be better. I can do this." And to think that Les is involved with this, is that just fantastic? Think about that. I mean, of all the companies that he's motivating and training and doing, and working with other companies. And he says, I'm 3. As if you remember at the beginning of the meeting, he said, I am part of you. See, his grandchildren, his children are part of it. He believes in the health. He believes in Kim Wee. He believes in her vision and Daniel's and the rest of us. And he said, I'm here. I'm here to help everyone in 3 to help. So that is awesome. Adrian.
Yes, I just wanted to also point out that he touched on AI and the changing of the evolution of technology. He did embrace that. And he said that, people are looking for jobs, but isn't it so great that we have 3 to share with people? We have all this technology, but we still need supplements. We still need food, and we still need each other.
Exactly, Adrian. It is called the perfect storm. It is the perfect storm where people need us. Our food has been completely depleted and they don't feel good. They're sick. They've been cocooned after COVID and now they're looking. They want to come out. They want to live life, but they don't feel good. But now we have the solution. We have the solution with the best products on the planet. We have great science. David, last night we knew another networker that's in another company, and he's promoting like patches to reverse aging. And I'm going, oh my God, snake oil. I mean, I would never be involved in anything like that. Will that ever go? No. I mean, it'll be here today and gone tomorrow. I want science. I want proof, and we have clinical studies. So here now we have the best product on the planet. That's a given. We don't even have to worry about it. That's why I'm saying use the tools, use Dr. Dan. But now our job is to get the message out to the world, to make them feel better. They feel good, they feel healthy, and they're looking for a community. They're looking for like-minded people to feel important because, most jobs, you don't get that. It is like trading time for money, time for money. That's the greatest pyramid of all. One CEO, one president. I just happen to know on a side note that there is a company, and I will not mention this. They're taking people on the trip, and the CEO, the owner, basically the president says, oh, well, I won't be on it. I'll be just working back at the company. You go ahead. I'm not. Really, what is that translated? It means I really don't care to be with you. That's what it means. I have other more important things or bigger agendas that probably I'm going to change a whole platform that a lot of people don't know. And they may be feeling the unrest of what's going to go on because our industry is in a flux right now. Not our company, thank goodness, because we have it all and have great leadership and we have all of the tools, the AI and the science and the platform for every great growth as we are already breaking records as a new company and we're moving forward. But there are old companies that are not too sure. They're being left behind and their people are like, oh, I don't know. And so now the owners and stuff don't even want to be with them and take the heat of the questions because they don't have answers. Or maybe they do have an answer, but they haven't told their field there's going to be a huge change. And so they didn't even want to be there. And I'm so grateful to Daniel. Daniel goes on, he's on the stage with us. Kim Wee, all of the rest are on the stage recognizing all the people. He goes on the trips. It's like, give us some ideas. Our owner is always open. And then you have great giants like Les Brown, her coming in and saying, wow, I'm part of this 3 too. What can we do to change the world? And to me, that is just before momentum takes place. We know where we're all going. And for all of you today, we need you. The world needs you. You need to rise up and take ownership of helping in this movement to change the world. And that is what I believe. I can see it visually. I know it's going to happen. There is no self-doubt, but it takes time to build an organization. So don't get frustrated. Maybe you just got your first 1 or 2, and then you got your third, core 3, but that's the whole basis of building upon 3, 3, 3. I was looking last night. on my numbers, and I was looking, I keep track every month of my numbers of how many, and I thought, gee, it's been almost 600 new people added since January to my team. I didn't do that. But in the beginning, I only had a few people. I started with one on the right, one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, and it took time. Now I'm coming up to the second year. Now I'm almost at 2,000 on one side, and that's where I'm building, but I've got another massive side. But it takes time, so don't ever prejudge. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Just know that when the numbers start getting larger, they go faster. And I know George could speak to this even from his last platform of how the numbers suddenly, you can't see it right now. But you can't self-doubt it. You just have to believe it's going to happen, but you have to be consistent and keep working the plan and be part of you show up in these meetings, you get excited, you are out there sharing the story. And that's what you're doing. You're sharing the story of three, of the movement. Everybody wants to be part of a movement. They don't want to be just sitting there. They're excited. You're selling hope. And George, talk about those numbers in the last time that from last platform that we were involved, how your numbers just generated so quickly after a point, but not just in the beginning.
Yes. Hold on a second. I had to close.
I wasn't planning to teach this. I have a whole different teaching thing I have got right here, but I just feel that this is important because of the conversation last night. George, just show how the numbers grow. Even though the
Yes.
evidence isn't appearing and you don't see it at the moment, you may say, oh, I only have 50. Or maybe you'll have three, your first three, or your 50. Then all of a sudden it becomes 100. Then it's 200. And then it jumps 700. And then it jumps 1,000. And then it goes 2,000. And then pretty soon it's 3,000. That it's quantum leap in numbers.
Yes. And by the way, for that to happen, we have to stay consistent too. Because many people, what they do, because they don't see the results right away, or in the first 3 months or the first 6 months, they say, this is not working. But it's like a farmer plant the seeds, and because doesn't see the plant at first, the farmer is not going to say, sorry, this doesn't work, I stop. No, he keep putting water, etc. And the numbers is the same here. At first you have only one person, then two people, eventually, when you are consistent, by the way, not just depending on the people that they are bringing in, but you also are involved. Eventually it's going to get to a point that it's like if a train is going uphill or the roller coaster uphill, and at first take a lot of effort going up, but as soon as it goes to the point at the top, it's going to come down at so much high speed that you cannot stop it. That's what is going to happen in our business. It gets to a point that keep growing so much that you cannot stop it, even if you want to. It's like having two trains, left and right, or right and left, going up, 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 and then one is going to first, because it's rarely both at the same time. It could happen, but one of them is going to go first. And you know what? Some people are so sometimes negative, saying, one of my legs is going crazy, the other one is not doing anything. They say, hey, that's a blessing. Now you have one more to go, and that's it. Imagine if you are in the older plans where you have 25 legs. Oh, still I have 24 more to go. Come on. But anyway, yeah, the numbers get to a point that you cannot stop them.
You're absolutely right. And it's just like if you look at when they build a skyscraper, it takes them like 2 years to build the foundation.
That's right.
The foundation of the skyscraper takes 2 years or more. And then all of a sudden, it takes like 30 days, a floor is built. And then another 30 days is another floor and a floor and a floor and a floor. And then like just in record time, this high rise emerges, just like the bamboo plant. I can't remember the exact years, but it takes like almost like 6 years or 7 years. I can't remember what it was that they plant a bamboo tree and you don't see anything. I mean, it's sitting there in the ground because it's getting ready. And all of a sudden it goes, and you go, wow, look at that bamboo tree. It's the same thing in your business. And that's why I like the binary, because it's all together. So Think of that you're the bamboo tree laying your foundation, or you're building a new high rise. It takes you 2 years to get this huge foundation in, and then it just goes, whoa. But you have to be consistent, like George said. You have to do it every day. You have to get up and talk to new people. Yeah.
Something I was going to say, I was reading years ago about an algae that sometimes invade ponds. And the algae, when it starts, you don't see it because it's microscopic. There's a pond, it's microscopic, but it keeps doubling. And at first you don't see it. But that one day you see, oh, wow, it's 1/4 of the little pond. The next day, it go double and it's half of the pond. And the following day, fill the whole thing. That's the way that geometric progression works.
Yeah. It is
We have to be
so,
consistent. Yeah.
yeah, it is so true. So everyone, if you're brand new, it's okay. Be excited. First of all, you're at the right place at the right time. You have the best product on the planet. I mean, look at our records already. Amazing. My second company, I've only been in two other companies, 27 years in one platform and 14 in another, which I love. But then they shut down their business basically. So that was okay. Or otherwise, I'd be there. I don't jump around. But the point is that other company, that second company, it finally, after 20 years, got to just at $1 billion. But their first year, you know what they did? $19 million their first year. And it took them 20 years to get to $1 billion. Now, what did we do in our first year? Basically, like 100 million. I mean, the first 10 months, it was like just short of 70 million. Then you hit 12 months and we were at 100 million. Now we're at 150 million and closing into 200 million. And then that's that foundation again in the company. And now it's just going to go. That's why out of all the new companies they talked about, that we got the AAA rating in our business. And we were the only new company to get the AAA rating. Only 7% of all these companies that got that. And we were the only new company that did that. To me, that's extraordinary. And I know George could even speak to that about how that works.
Yes. The triple I rating is basically is based on several things. One of them is growth. The other one is profit. The other one is usually is the credibility on the products, etc. It's a combination of several things. And it's rarely when a company does it in the first 2 years. We did it our first year.
Yeah.
And and many things. I mean, the fact that we have close to $200 million in the first 2 years, that doesn't happen. And for any of you that have been in even traditional business, that doesn't happen. Sometimes take 5 to 10 years to get there. It's
Exactly.
impressive. And the kind of leadership, people like Christine, people like Kim Wee, like Samson, like Lance Smith, like all the team people that are coming and attracting that kind of company, people usually doesn't happen at the beginning either. And to have Les Brown, like you said, very important. I've seen Les Brown many times in the last 20 years and in some companies speaking, but this is the first time that I see him so involved, so into something. He never done that with another company. He has say, hey, I'm using your product, but the way that he talks last night, and that's why you had to repeat to listen to him, that way he's talking, it's because he sees something special here.
Yes. And remember, just even in the beginning, Valentine mentioned that to me this morning about Samson introduced me. Christine is one of our own. And what did Les Brown say after? Wait, I'm one of you too. You see, to me, that spoke volumes. Go back and listen to that tape. If you didn't listen to it, and you need to listen to it every day because there are a lot of nuggets there. It was really very exciting, and I could feel his energy of, I want to be part of this. I believe in Kim and that how Kim inspired him. I mean, that speaks volumes, because Kim Wee is just an extraordinary woman of the world with a great vision. And think of the courage that she had. I want you to think about that. Would you have done what Kim did? Now she's making a lot of money at another company. She doesn't need the money. She's made over $100 million. Think about this. She's made over $100 million and she doesn't need to work. It just comes in $1 million every month. And she just, all she does is come out once a year and speak. That's what she do. She come out and speak. But then she kind of buys, but she's buying properties every single month. She walks on her 14-acre land in Sedona and comes to a point and she goes, wait, I have a greater vision here. I've got to help the people of the world. She can see her other company is not going in that same direction. She sees a bigger picture of where she wants to be part of. She sees the people are hurting financially in the world. They've been cocooned with COVID. They need better health. And what does she do? She told me personally, she said, I had this vision and I called my attorney and I said, on this hour, this day, this month, this second, I want you to send my resignation letter in. She quit that company on those, they were good luck numbers. She had certain numbers. I can't remember what they were. She told me this. It was a certain day, time, month. And then, of course, the attorneys from the other company went like, what? Started, what? Just no, I'm done. I have a bigger vision, a bigger calling. It's no longer about money. You know, when you make 100 million, I guess it isn't about money. But what did she do? She came over and then she collectively started putting the videos. She was searching for a new company that would be a perfect platform. A new company. She could go anywhere in the world. She could go to the Amways, she could go to the to any of the big giants. They would love to have Kim. But she said, no, I don't want to be in an old big company. I want a company that's new, like a race car that can shift and change. I'm looking for an owner. I don't want to do the logistics and all the product because that's not what I do. I want to build a new sales force. I want to reach out to the people who are hurting. I want to give them hope to rise up. And we're going to build another $14 billion company. But it'll be different. It'll have great products. It will be a bigger vision. And what has she done already? Less than 2 years, like a year and a half, she's already hit gold diamond. She doesn't talk about it. She goes into action. She actually performs. And what is her key? She looks for other great-minded people like herself, leaders who are rising up and saying, we are with you. We are here to change the world. We are here to serve the world with this most amazing product. So if you think 200 million is good for the first 2 years, which is extraordinary. In fact, her first company, correct me if I'm wrong, George, I think they didn't even do what we did our first year. I think they did like, what was that, George? 32
The first year,
million?
although they started in, I think it was April, but the first year they made 9 million. And the second year they were like 20 or 30 something. No, not the numbers that we have.
Yeah,
No,
9
it was
million.
the third year is when they suddenly start growing really quick. And then by the year, they got momentum the fourth or fifth year really quick because the company we were before, they didn't get into momentum until 10 years later. That,
Yeah,
by the way, that's normal. That's
yes,
normal. Is the abnormal is what we are doing.
exactly. That's what's so exciting. In fact, Kim and Samson were telling me in Dallas, they were asking me some questions on my first platform. They said, well, how many leaders did you have? I said, well, I had 27 level ones, I guess you'd say. And they said, well, when did you retire? You know, you all know I had to retire because those were the rules.
Right.
And I said, that was 2009. Now get this. They said, oh my God. And you were down there in Fisher Island, living there in Miami. That's when we started that other company. And they said, with what you had and what you built, if you had that, you would have made $150 million
100% true.
with the matching bonuses and everything. And I went like, whoa. I said, well, I was there, but nobody talked to me.
The
Now,
same.
now that's the point here. How many people are out there like me and George and other leaders, and people are going, I want to be part of this, but nobody talked to me. And 14 years went by and I was in another company. But I guess everything was destined for me to be here with the beginning of this new company. So I'm really excited. So I find this just exhilarating to be part of something great. So how many are on board with all of us? How many are going to rise up? All right, I want to see those hands. I want to see everybody up. We're going to make this a multi-billion-dollar company, and you are going to be the leaders of the free world. Okay? Everybody with us? And that was totally not in my subject today. I had it all with rapport, but I'm really excited and I felt that that was perfect, sign. And I love the hands. So everybody just be consistent. And George, I'm going to let you close out because or is there anybody else that wants to say anything? Or should we, anyone?
I've got one thing that I think you were going to touch on too, is he says that our purpose, we're born already with our purpose. We just have to live it.
That is so true. You
Mhm.
know, I absolutely agree with that. You know, it's down there. We have a purpose, but sometimes we get squashed and listen to people who tell us, no, you can't do that, or people, average people that are they think they're not they don't think big. You know, they're scarcity thinking people. They don't think abundance. And that's probably why I think bigger. I'm an abundance thinking. My husband, I drive him crazy, even at the grocery store when I go there occasionally, because usually I have him do the shopping now. But I will go there. I don't buy one thing. I buy three or four. You know, always buy more. I'm always buying this and this and this and this and a lot. He comes in with one. I said, why'd you just only get one? We got to get up two or three. You know, I'm always prepared. You know, if I run out of that, I've got another one already. And that's the way I run my business too.
Oh, I can attest to that, Christine.
Oh, yes. All right. You want to remark on the ice cream, I bet.
Yes, you knew exactly where I was going. I had the good fortune of living with Christine for 5 months when I first moved to Houston years ago. She said, come to Houston. I said, okay. Long story short, we had maybe a gallon of ice cream in the fridge, in the freezer. She had Haagen-Dazs, probably all the flavors. She said, pick whatever you want. No, and it was in a separate pantry room with another big freezer, and it was full of Haagen-Dazs. You pick it, it's yours. That was like,
Take the
and
whole
she used
pint.
bottled water to make her coffee in the morning.
That's my
And not
favorite
just
ice
one
cream.
bottle, 5 bottles. That's when I learned to think bigger. Thank you, Christine.
Yes. Big is better. Big
Yeah,
is
well,
better.
I wanted
George?
to, oh,
Oh, go
that,
ahead.
that's
Lori?
totally true. We were born to think. Why do we think small? Let's think bigger and go with the actions. And again, it's not going to happen overnight. Most people quit too early. And the reason too early is because they don't get to the finish line. The other thing is very important. Keep track of what you're doing. Because when you come to me or to Christine or any leader and say, oh, the business not working, I'm going to ask you, show me the track where you are, the form where you have the track. Do you know that every time that I ask that for a person that said that the business not working, they don't have that? Or do you know when people say, I talk to everybody, I say, okay, show me the names of the you talk, let's see if we talk. Usually they have talked only to 5 or 6 people and they talk too much. Make sure success is possible here. We were not born to fail. We were not born to fail. Listen to what yesterday Les Brown said about that.
Exactly. And you know, there was something I was reading, and I was going to do this on another call, but it was talking about here. They were talking about this couple that became like the number one later in another company. And they said, while doing research for my book, 15 Secrets Successful People Know About Time Management, I interviewed hundreds of entrepreneurs, self-made billionaires, and even straight A students. The biggest surprise turned out to be that very few of them worked from a daily to-do list. Instead, they worked from their calendar. They time blocked everything.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that interesting? Not just a to-do list, but they actually, and my people always say, I said, look, let me see my calendar real quick. I have a calendar. I time block every night. I'm looking at my calendar. Okay, what do I have tomorrow? That's where the money is. What's on
Mm-hmm.
my calendar, not
Right.
just a to-do list. We get busy doing all this to-do list and we never look at our calendar. The bottom line, if your calendar is not full, then you're not making any money. Show
Mm-hmm.
me, I'll show you your check when I look. Well, I can tell what your check is when I look at your calendar. That's the bottom line. How many events, how many Zooms did you put? How many people got information? So, okay, Mia.
Oh, I wanted to say something.
Oh, Lori, Lori, you were next. I'm sorry, Lori. I'm just excited this morning. All right. Go
That's
ahead, Lori.
That's okay. I just wanted to piggyback off of what you just said about your calendar. I once heard somebody say that your calendar, like for those of us who work, our calendar, that's our boss. So if you don't have anything on your calendar, then you're basically you're not basically doing what you need to be doing. But the point I wanted to make about the Les Brown thing last night, one of the things that always stuck with me when he said is about your network. Your network also determines your net worth. So who are you hanging around? And he brought out that point about don't let other people drain you. Because a lot of times when you get money or when you get success or they perceive success, people may try to drain you. You're around your network, and then you don't have any. When you're drained, then you don't have anybody to go to ask for anything. They don't have any money either. So basically, basically, it's important to surround yourself with the right people because your network has a lot to do with how you can turn out to be in life in general. So that's all the point I wanted to make.
Oh, I absolutely agree. The people you hang around with is who you become,
Hmm.
period. If you really want to know who you are, look at your friends. If they're poor, you're poor. If they're rich, you're rich. That's the bottom line. I only hang around people who think big. I talk to George because I know he's a multimillionaire. I talk to Kim Wee. I take advice from people who have done it. I don't take advice from people who haven't made it yet. That is an important issue. You always reach up, you don't reach down. This is an important lesson in life. Okay, Miss BJ.
I
Oh, I
think
thought
he
she had her hand up. Is there anyone else? Well, all right, let's go do it. And let's think big. We need you, the world. Just remember this. Write down in your big thing. The world needs you. You can't see it yet. It's like the field of dreams. You have to believe before the evidence appears, but go into action. Look at your calendar. How much do you have booked for the rest of the week? If not, don't beat yourself up. Just make sure next week you have your calendar full of people to get on Zooms or to hear presentations. That's where the money is, period. If there's no bookings, that means no money. Okay? Bottom
yes.
line.
Thank you very much. And the link to this call is on the right side already. The YouTube channel. You can listen again because I think there's a lot of boulders. And together with the call last night, it's a great compliment, by the way, having this call last night because and today, and I'm super excited about what we are doing. And that's to surround with people that think big. Most people, when they ask for example, oh, I'm not sure. Somebody told me about this business. They're asking their broke uncle, the person that's sitting drinking a beer at 600 pounds and never done anything. As you talk, when you want to know if a business is good, ask the people that are successful, not the people that have never been successful in the business. It's funny. Oh, I talked to my friend. He was in Amway and he didn't do anything at all. I say, well, have you talked to somebody that has done something? That's the people that you have to talk to. It's like if you graduated from, I don't know, anything in college as a medical doctor, are you going to talk to the people that are killing patients and they take the license off? Or you are going to talk to the people that are the best doctors? Think about that.
Right.
But anyway, wow, we
Those-
could keep talking about that. Thank you, Christine. Amazing call.
Thank you. Thank you.
And by the way, getting off the script is normal. I did the same thing on Monday. I have it on notes and then I went totally different.
Right.
But anyway,
Well, it's all good. We all know
thank
what
you
we
very
have
much.
to do.
It's why we need to do it because it's what we feel. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much again,
Yeah.
everybody. See you later.
Very
Have
good.
a great day.